What do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
This is Sir Ford, aka Ninja Ford. And remember, you are watching Pinky and the Brain talk show. And this is definitely a talk show with a difference. So make sure you subscribe and share. Pinky and the Brain. Take over the world. Yeah, man. Some days when I feel like the pressure is on, I keep on praying, hoping someday I'll make it. Yes, I'm gonna smile again. Yeah, Pinky and the Brain, whoa, whoa.
Stop it, Daddy. Daddy, stop it, no. I'm going to tell on you, no. Oh, Daddy, don't touch me there. I'm gonna tell on you one day, I swear. Can't you see I'm scared? You're supposed to be my father. Ooh, Daddy, don't touch me there. I'm gonna.
All right. Welcome to the Pinky and the Brain Talk Show. I'm your girl, Prestige ATM, alongside my co-host.
This is your boy Platinum, the ATM, the money making machine.
Sometimes I wanna die. Feels like no one.
Prestige and Vex, me take your name.
That's quite all right. And as always, it's a pleasure to be with you guys here tonight, as well as being alongside my co-host,
Yes.
the money making machine. All right. And how was your work week?
Well, it was hectic, very, very hectic.
Right.
I don't like it.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like I want to work for myself.
Right, I understand. We all have that feeling at times, and well, you know, you're poultry. You are a trooper,
Yeah.
and I appreciate you as a co-host, despite of you being tired.
Yeah.
You still made it your duty, your responsibility to be here.
I try
All
to
right.
be a state trooper.
All right. Ooh. And as always, the New York City skyline, beautiful.
Wow.
It's twinkling, it's bright, it's beautiful. All right.
Go
You know
easy,
that's my favorite thing.
Go easy, New York girl. Go easy.
I know. All right. And for you guys out there, pleasant good night again. Welcoming you again,
Yeah.
and hope you had a pretty decent work week. Hope you know, things are working out for you. And even if it's not, keep on holding strong, keep the faith, and things will work out. All right. And despite of what people may tell you, keep on trucking.
That's right.
Yeah, me just can't find a name for your behavior. It's a lucky thing.
All right, and you hear this song and you're seeing what our topic is. Platinum, our
Yeah.
topic for tonight.
Daddy, don't touch me there. Child abuse inside of the house.
Right,
Hold.
right. So tonight,
I'm say it.
you did pretty good.
Wow,
You're
give
getting
her-
there.
give her a round of applause, man.
Yeah. Now remember that this is a touchy topic, so we have to know how we thread in, and we have to be sensitive, not insensitive, and we have to go light.
Yeah.
All right. And to anyone out there, if you had experienced sexual abuse, or you are going through that presently, or you know of someone, you had a child who probably had the experience, our deepest sympathies, and we respect. You know, with respect here in the studio, we will try our best not to hurt anybody's feelings.
Feelings, right.
All right.
Remember, sexual abuse go both ways.
I wanna die. It
Both
feels
ways. Man and woman.
Exactly.
Yes.
Sometimes there are women who commit sexual abuse acts
Yes.
onto
So-
little boys,
Yes.
as well as girls too. So it's not like women are getting a pass tonight. It's not just men commit sexual abuse. Women do it as well, but it's more predominantly men. All right.
just not fair. Stop it. I'm my future.
All right. So again, tonight we are looking at sexual abuse, and our topic, the title, we titled it, "Daddy Don't Touch Me." Yeah. Right. That's how we titled it. So let's indulge. All right.
Yeah.
So let's look at the causes. What causes a person to commit sexual abuse onto another person? What causes an individual to commit sexual abuse onto a child, a young child, a teenager, if you will, because they're different ages,
Yeah.
right? And it's very heart-wrenching to know that an individual, a perpetrator, chooses to to hold down a 2-year-old, a 1.5-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 14-year-old, and commit. All right, these type of acts, which is very, very heinous, very, very terrible.
Yeah.
Right. So one of the causes, oftentimes, is that perpetrator being molested as a child.
You think so?
A lot of times, right?
Okay.
If you ask psychologists, therapists, psychiatrists, whatever, counselors, they would share with you and tell you that it was the fact that the individual was once molested, and in order to heal, in order to feel some type of a way and to feel better about themselves, they choose to cause the hurt and the harm onto somebody else. That gives a sense of power.
Wow.
Right? And that gives us a sense of self-worth, if you will, that wow, it's not just me that could experience this. It's another person, and I feel such, it's like a power within me that I could pass on this type of act. Now, a lot of them know it's wrong.
Yeah.
Right? And then you may
True.
have some who they were conditioned to believe that this is what you do. This is how you just learn to take these type of situations into your own hands,
Yes.
based on their sexual abuser perpetrator
Yes.
had passed on to them.
Yes,
Right?
that's
So
true,
it's
that's
a
true.
lot. It's very, very, very interesting, yet distasteful, but it is a lot, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes as well, another contribution is the mental abnormality in the brain. Scientists and labs and so forth, doctors, they would scan these brains and look at the cognitive process going on in the brain, and you'll see abnormality where there's one part of the brain is different compared to another person. Right? Platinum, don't look at me like that, please.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, don't give me that face.
It look like me have to get my brain checked out.
Right? So that is another contribution, right? Now, some people may beg to differ and say, oh, no. But let's take, for example, a criminal. They scan criminal brains.
Yeah, they do.
You have all those documentaries and stuff that you could look up and you'll find it. And it's telling you that based on the abnormality, they're actually seeing a certain difference in the brain that contributes to why one person does something and the other doesn't.
Wow.
Right? So there
wow.
are, right? So abnormalities in brain sometimes could cause people, individuals, to do certain things and do certain acts. Okay?
My
Right.
brain not good already, so them have to scan it.
All loss. All right, so let's take a look at the causes.
Going night.
Right?
Going night.
One of the causes, there are
Yeah.
many causes, right? So we're looking we looked at the causes, we're looking at the signs, right?
Yeah, we're looking
There
at
are
the
many
signs.
signs. So one of the signs to look out for in your children, in your child, because you have to be very careful, right?
Yeah.
And if you see a child or children acting or doing certain things differently, especially, red flag, right? So one of the signs are nightmares and sleeping problems.
Sleeping problems.
Right. If a child constantly keeps getting nightmares or they have sleeping problems, they cannot sleep. And sometimes, Timmy, this never used to happen to him or Shelly Ann. All of a sudden, what's going on? And of course, when most children are molested, they don't tell, they wouldn't say,
Yeah.
because they're already conditioned and threatened that you don't talk or you don't tell anyone.
Right.
And sometimes they may give them money and different things to keep quiet.
Yeah.
Right? So you as the parent or the guardian or whoever, auntie, uncle, may be sitting there and wondering, well, wait now, this child never used to be wetting bed and or having sleeping problems and nightmares, and all of a sudden, what's going on, right? So that's a sign. In regards to wetting bed, you have regression to younger behaviors like bed wetting and thumb sucking. Again, you're wetting the bed, especially you never used to do it before, but all of a sudden, this child starts wetting the bed.
Me used to suck my big thumb, suck my thumb and wet the bed too. So,
Okay.
I don't understand. Me used to wet the bed and suck my thumb and suck my big finger.
Platinum,
My
it's
thumb.
not always, but they are just saying sometimes that is a sign. Those are signs.
So
right? Were you ever molested?
No, I don't know, I don't know.
He has to take everything into a joke. I'm trying to tell you, we are being serious tonight.
No,
You
but me
still,
suck my tongue and wet up the bed, so me no
well,
know.
I guess that's just, but I don't think that was.
I forgot to ask question.
Okay, so ask questions.
Yeah.
Right. Another thing is they resist removing clothes for bathing and changing their clothes. So you may say, Platinum, let's say you're 4 or 5 year old. Platinum, come, it's time for me to shower you. It's time for you to change your clothes. Right?
Yeah.
Platinum started tighten up and he's running and he doesn't want to be like, what is going on? I never had this problem with Platinum before.
Yeah.
So that is a sign, right? The child resists removing clothes.
Yeah,
They're fighting, they're giving a struggle.
Yes.
Or when it's time for bathing and changing, it's a struggle, it's a fight, and they're crying, they're screaming, they're running. That is a sign. Those are signs.
Yes.
Another one is underpants soiling or bleeding or unrelated to toilet training. So you find the child clothes is always soiled. Excuse me, audience. The child clothes is always soiled.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you see all this bunch of blood in the child's clothing. The child is bleeding. Where is this coming from? And then you of course, a parent or concerned parent, you're gonna start to ask questions.
Yes,
Okay?
that's true.
They will get pain during urination and during bowel movement. Now the bowel movement pain comes from if the child has been penetrated from behind, right, in the buttocks. So of course they're gonna have some bowel movement issues. The urination, again, if they're interfering, like with a young lady, she may be experiencing some type of different pain or some type of stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Well, it could happen to the boys too, but it will more happen with the young lady. And well, the buttocks part with the bowel movement, that will happen to both male or female, right?
Right.
Becoming withdrawn or very clingy, easily distracted or distant at times. So the child will be sitting there, and you may hear a song or something, and they jump, and then they start to get clingy, or they never want to let you go. It's like, why? Go take a seat. Go this. Go buy uncle so. Go buy uncle this. The person who's interfering with the child may walk in the room. All of a sudden, the child gets scared and start to get clingy to whoever else is there that they trust. Wow. Easily distracted because every song or everything gets them scared, right? And sometimes they're distant. They're staring and wandering out in space, and you're like, wow, what's going on? These are signs, people. These are signs, right?
Yes, and take it very seriously.
Take it very seriously. Becoming very unusually secretive. All of a sudden, they start to tell lies. They're refusing to talk about a secret they have with an older child or adult. They don't want to share certain things. They're very secretive. Because remember, the perpetrator oftentimes threatens you.
Yes.
And they make you figure, well, this is a secret. Don't tell anybody. Because if you tell anybody, you're going to get into trouble.
Yes.
And mommy's going to beat you. Daddy's going to beat you. They're going to call the police for you. These are all this nonsense they put into these little children's heads.
Yeah.
That gives them a fear factor. And right? A sense of control.
And sometimes the child don't want to be embarrassed.
Right, of course.
Yes.
Excellent point.
Yes.
They do not want to be embarrassed because remember, this is a very revealing, sensitive thing, and it brings embarrassment. All right. And of course, too, sometimes they tell lies because you will ask them certain questions and they would say no, blah blah blah, and make up different little stories and all that type of stuff. Right.
Right.
Another sign is sudden, unexplained personality changes. Example: they will get very angry fast, a rage, and they will get very insecure about certain things, about their body, about certain body parts, about their skin and all these different things. As insecurity develops, and a depression, sometimes they get depressed or anxiety.
Yes.
Right? They're depressed. They don't want to go outside. They don't want to play with anybody. They just want to stay in their room. They don't want to eat. It's a lot of
wow.
It's a lot. And this is a lot of things we're discussing, eh? So just imagine that one small child, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 year old, going through all of this.
Yes.
Now, some of them may have all the signs, and some of them may just have a few of the signs, right? Another sign is unaccountable or new fear of particular things, places, or people.
Explain
all of a sudden, I used to go to Uncle Platinum's house, all of us.
Yeah.
And then we're packing and we're getting ready to leave. And the child had a ball. I don't want to go to Platinum's house. I don't want to go to Platinum's house. I don't want to go to Uncle Platinum's house. Why? Because maybe Uncle Platinum, I'm not saying you're a perpetrator. Uncle Platinum is doing certain things. And maybe sometimes Uncle Platinum babysits and you left this child with Uncle Platinum. And you don't know what's going on because remember, Uncle Platinum already threatened the child and put things in the child's head. Yes. So now we're going over for a family get-together at Uncle Platinum's and this child does not want to go because he or she is scared.
Yes, right.
Right? Particular things may frighten the child. Again, particular places, maybe our football field or something, because they have this back experience where at one point this is where the perpetrator used to take them to assault them. So they don't want to go there. They don't want to go in that particular place, right?
Yes.
Changes in eating habits, trouble eating or swallowing. Now, sometimes a child may lose their appetite because it's if adults, as grown as we are, if we going through certain things, we can lose appetite.
That's right.
Far less a small child, right? So sometimes they may lose their appetite. They have no interest, taste buds gone, right? They have trouble eating. They don't want to eat. So they start shrinking. They start losing weight, and you're studying, wondering what's going on. Now, it's not all the time these things contribute to sexual abuse, but a lot of times it does. Right? We're not saying that every time a child does this is because the child is being sexually abused. No. Right? But these are signs, right? For the swallowing part, what if the perpetrator puts certain things in this child's mouth or forces this child to do certain things? The child have problems with swallowing. Right? So, I mean, it's terrible. It's really, really rugged, rough, terrible, and insensitive out there. Right? New words for private body parts and they will form new words for private body parts. Now, the perpetrator may have come up with this new interesting word that the child can identify and demonstrate or tell what that body part is. Now, we know vagina, we know penis, right? Those are body parts.
Right.
But the perpetrator might tell the child, your cherry or your san, that's for the girl. And for the boy, he might say roly poly. What else back down? What may he come up with?
Well, I mean, I know enough. I never.
All right.
I don't
But they
know.
come up with names, all right? Or sometimes they may put cute names, and then the parent is like, well, I've never mentioned this to this child. Where this child getting this name from? Maybe at school.
So, you come up, roly poly coming in.
Well, they're trying to find a new name to make, you know, they're trying to come up with something nice and interesting so the child could think it's good, it's okay, it's all right for you to touch me.
Okay.
Right? So that is what they do. So the children are introduced to new words for their private body parts.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Acting out in inappropriate sexual way with toys or objects or playing sexual games. Now, we all, when we were small, growing up, especially in the Caribbean, we played mommy and daddy. We played mommy and daddy.
I play it too.
Right, I can just imagine
I
platinum.
play it, man. I play it.
Right? But there comes a point where once things get to the level where children are taking off their clothes and rubbing on each other
Yeah.
and practicing sexual
Sexual
acts,
acts,
something is wrong. They're getting it from somewhere. Sometimes, they see parents, because not all the time parents think children are sleeping. These children are sleeping, right?
Yeah.
But for the most part, sometimes they develop it, they pick it up from somebody who is sexually abusing them, right? So they will play sexual games. They will all of a sudden try to use sexual toys, sexual objects. They may have, as depending on the age, if it's a 10-year-old, 14-year-old or older, they may have certain things and hiding it because that is what they're using, right? Another thing would be talking of a new older friend and unexplained money or gifts. Now, that's a popular one.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Denise have this friend, Marlon, let's see.
Yeah.
Right? And Marlon did this for me, and Marlon gave me this, and Marlon this, and Marlon that. And all of a sudden, all these unexplained gifts. And they often tell parents, when your child or children comes home with things that you never purchased for them, you have to question it.
Yeah, true.
Right?
True.
You just don't let the child go to their room with the items. Where did you get this? Who bought this for you? Who gave it to you?
That's
What's
right.
the person's name? Where do they live? Didn't I tell you you're not supposed to accept gifts or presents from strangers or even people you know?
True.
Right? So people perpetrators giving children stuff as gifts and presents or money. Little children like the little money for the little piggy bank, cash pan, right? So they know the things that children like, so they would ask, what it is you like? What do you want me to get you?
Yeah.
And they will bring it, and that is how they start softening up the child
Yes.
in order to get them
A little
to
candy and stuff like
right.
that.
And depending on the child's age, they will know what to bring.
Yes.
Right? Now, when it gets to the extreme and the child is so frustrated and fed up of his or her life and the experiences that he or she's having with the sexual abuse, they start to self-harm, they start to cut, burn, they start to do harmful activities unto themselves. because they're hurting. They're not talking to anybody. They're scared. They were threatened. And as you said before, it's embarrassing. They're shameful.
Yes,
so they're
very
trying to
shameful.
exalt. They're trying to bring out all this hurt and pain. And sometimes the only way they can do that and relate is like cutting themselves or burning or doing some type of heinous act unto themselves. So you as a parent have to be observant. All of a sudden, this child have a whole bound to burn, and sometimes they could try to hide it up.
Yes,
put on
yes.
certain clothes.
Yes.
But you as the parent again have to pay attention,
Yes.
right, and ask questions, right? Changes in clothing and dressing. They could dress shabby, or sometimes in cases they dress prerogative. Very
What do you
provocatively.
mean? What do you mean? Explain that.
Okay, so sometimes the child is to dress and keep themselves nice, and then all of a sudden they don't care how they look.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, it's a depression thing. They don't care how they look. They don't want to be
mental
nice and
breakdown.
right, mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Or sometimes if it's a teenager girl, she will dress very provocatively. Right? Sexy, everything revealing. Because
Yeah.
remember, the man is telling her all these things and hyping and heightening her senses. You're this, you look good, you're sexy, your body is shaped nice.
Yeah.
Right? And then too, sometimes she reaches a level in her life where she figure the only how she can attract the male species, the only how she can be sexy is by revealing herself, right?
Yeah.
So the promiscuousness now, she becomes promiscuous, even if it's a boy as well, and it goes on and on,
and on.
right? And then you have physical signs also you have to look out for.
What are some of them?
Unexplained soreness, right? Again, goes back to what we were talking about earlier. The child private area or buttocks or breast, right? They
yeah.
can have unexplained soreness. So why does your vagina is hurting like that? Why does your penis is hurting like that? What's going on? And the child might lie and say, "Mommy, I fell." Maybe the perpetrator told the child to say that,
Okay.
to keep it quiet.
Yeah.
But the child didn't fall. The child is being penetrated.
Yes,
Right? They will have rashes. You have to pay attention. Sometimes they will develop rashes. Sometimes they bleeding. Some children get hair loss because again it comes with the depression as well.
Ear loss?
Some big grown adults having problems and issues develop hair loss far less small children who are going through a certain thing and they have no one to talk to or they're scared to talk.
Oh, cool. Yes, right.
Right? So this is very, 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 very serious.
Yes, it's very serious.
It's a very, very serious thing. All right. And you have bruising or bite marks to the body. Maybe the perpetrator is doing something to the child, and they
Wow.
place bite marks and bruising onto the child. Right. And then you have bruises. The biggest sign: bruises around the genitals or the mouth.
Wow.
You have men who are having children do things with their mouth onto them, boy or girl, and then you have men, big hat, back grown, nasty
Big
men,
man, yeah.
penetrating these children buttocks and genitals with their penis. Now we can say the words because it's a part of the body, right? We call all the parts of the body, but when it comes to saying vagina and penis, everybody always ooh, and that's your body part. So I can never get the hang of that anyway. So these are the things that you have to
Look out for.
you have to be careful and you have to look out for, right?
Yeah.
And the last thing I'll touch on, running away from home.
Yes.
That's a big thing.
That's a big
because the
thing,
last
yeah.
place you want to be is
Is in the
at home.
house.
If it's a stepfather, if it's an
Yes,
uncle,
uncle.
the father,
The brother.
the brother, the cousins,
Yes.
all the, right?
Yes.
They run away from home.
Mm-hmm.
Frequent school absences. They're not attending school because your mind isn't there. You can't function.
Yes, that's true.
Right? Acting out in school. A lot of kids different problems acting up, and a lot of these teachers out there, you're not taking the time to sit down and call the child aside and ask a question. I see lately you have been acting a particular way. Can you tell me what's going on at home? What's happening in your life? Are you okay? And sometimes the child will start to talk.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I always say, other than a parent, a teacher is a child's second parent for the 6 to 7 hours they are at school.
You're definitely right.
The teacher is responsible, right?
Yeah,
so
yes,
you have to
definitely.
take some extra care as a teacher and ask, inquire. Once you see signs or certain things are not going right. I'm not wanted to participate in PE, physical education at school, and sports,
Yes.
and swimming and these things, because if your body hurting or you have certain sores or certain things going on with you, the last thing you want to do
The water
is,
the touch.
is going into water
Water,
for
yeah.
swimming or doing some sports activity,
Yeah.
which is gonna cause hurt, right?
Yeah.
So these are some of the
And
these
them
are some
don't
of the
want
signs.
nobody know that I go out with them, you know.
No.
They don't want nobody to know that. So by going in the water to swim, it's a problem for them.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. And our source for the information that I researched on is the NNECA, which is a national network to end child abuse. Right. That is a source that I researched on today for some of the facts and some of the info that we can share with our viewers in regards to sexual abuse and children. And again, tonight we're looking at it primarily with sexual abuse with families at home.
Yes.
Father, uncle, brother, cousin, godfather, grandfather,
Stepfather.
Stepfather. Oh my gosh. It happens and it occurs, right?
Yeah.
Before we continue, let me do a quick birthday shout out here. Going out to a special birthday shout out to Pearly Lachman in Point Fontaine, Trinidad.
Yeah.
And we're saying happy birthday to you from the Pinky and the Brain Talk Show. Prestige ATM.
And Platinum the Money Making Machine.
Right, and we're wishing you a happy birthday and hope you live to see up to 105.
Pearly Lynchman. Happy birthday.
Oh my gosh. Right, so this is what we are discussing here tonight, Platinum.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do is I am going to play a little clip of a young lady. Let me just take down the music for a little bit. I'm going to play a clip for our viewers, right? In regards to her experience with being sexually molested.
Yeah. In
right?
home.
Let's listen to her story a little bit, and then we are going to see. And of course, there are a lot of other children and people who are experiencing what's going on here, who are experiencing this.
Yes. A wally people.
Right? So this is this is the thing that I really it hurts. It's a very, very hurtful thing. So we are going to take a quick listen here to this young lady and her story. All right, just for a few minutes. We are looking at it because it's in relation to what we're discussing, and we at least need to hear an insight of someone who was abused.
Yes.
All right, good.
From the age of 1 to 4, I lived separately from my parents. They lived abroad, and I was left under the care of my aunt and uncle back home. One day, when I was about 4 years old, my auntie took me to the back of one of our family homes to bathe me in our outdoor shower. When she finished, she asked me to go inside and wait for her so that she can come and dress me. While I was waiting for her, in one of the spare rooms, one of my uncles walked into the room and he was completely naked. At first, I did not think anything of it. I just thought maybe he had left something behind or he came to get his clothes. I sat on the bed and waited for my auntie. He kept on walking towards me, but I noticed that as he continued to walk towards me, he didn't make a left to the dressing mirror. He just kept on walking towards the bed. He pushed me down on the bed, put his manhood in me, and had his way with my body. He heard the voices of some family members in the hallway, so he quickly got off of me and ran before anyone could catch him. Fast forward to age 8. I have now moved abroad and live with my parents. I was sleeping on my bed when I felt a thick finger in my vagina. Seconds later, I felt a penis in my vagina and it was thrusting in me. I had read sexual health books, so I knew the difference between male and female genital parts. I thought it was just a dream, so I ignored it and continued sleeping. I was sleeping on my bed and I felt the same finger and penis in my vagina. This time, the feeling was a lot different. It was extremely painful and more aggressive. And I can feel a human body on me, and I can hear the person breathing on me. So I opened my eyes a bit to peek, and I saw what appeared to be a shadow of a darker skinned man on top of me. I immediately recognized this body frame as a male family member who lived with us. I did not scream, I did not say anything because I was too scared of what this family member would do to me. He was a lot bigger than me and way more stronger than me, and I was just scared of what he would have done to me in that second. I let him have his way with me for a second time, and he eventually left my room that night.
All right. So this is pretty much the young lady's story.
Why some people have it rough?
I know. So I just wanted to share that with you on the show and with the viewers. And
Yeah.
it's a victim who was brave and strong enough, courageous enough to come out and share her story
Yeah.
about sexual abuse, right? Um, I think we are no longer in a time where a lot of people are embarrassed and shameful. People are now coming out
Now,
more than
yeah.
ever because they're putting up all their stories on YouTube and different places and expressing. Back then it was a hush hush. It was
Yeah.
a big, huge embarrassment, excuse me, to be sexually abused or to be raped.
Mm.
Now women are coming out,
Come out,
even men,
yeah.
and they are saying and they're expressing.
They need to come out.
Right, they need to come out. Right? So this is what I wanted to share with the viewers, this young lady's story. And as you heard her, she stated that at the age of 4.
Jesus.
Right? So you can
Christ.
imagine an individual penetrating a 4-year-old child.
Jesus.
And that
Christ.
was in her country, and then she migrated to the US, and it continued. So it's like she was just prone for this.
What
When
country is she from?
she didn't state,
Okay.
right? But it seemed like some island because, as she said, her parents left her in the care of somebody in that country,
Yeah.
and they came abroad, and then they sent for her. But upon coming in the U.S., another person molested her again.
From her family.
From
This
her
is not-
family.
And this is not a stranger.
Right, that was an uncle, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So this is very, very, very serious, and it's very, very prevalent within a lot of families. With the sexual abuse, it's disheartening, platinum. Just the thought of it is very disheartening.
Wicked.
Very, very disheartening, right? And you have, I am so particular and concerned about a man. I know there are a lot of men out there who are very good single fathers, and it's just there and their girl children or daughter living together. But I always have this fear and concern about it.
Yeah.
Men, whoever is listening or know of, just the fact that a man and his small daughter, especially, or daughter is living together alone, puts up antennas to me.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the man, he means no harm and he's doing a good job.
Yeah.
But then you have the person, the individual, who has a sick mind, or he probably was molested.
Yes, and you don't
And
know.
he does.
And you
Right.
don't know.
Right. And then there are, in some cultures, it's fine for the father to be with the daughter, as they say he wants to be the first person to test the engine.
That wickedness, that.
Right? That some cultures,
No,
right?
wickedness, that
Um,
wickedness.
so again, depending on your culture, these things will be acceptable and will be normal.
yeah.
But then again, if you came from a culture like us in the Caribbean and so forth, it is not normal, it's not acceptable.
No, it's not acceptable.
Right? For the most part. Okay? All right. So Platinum,
Yeah.
you have anything to add in regards to any experiences you heard of or you have known?
Yeah, me a whole heap of experience now, but we have one that way very touching, and this happened I think a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with a little 5-year-old or 4-year-old
Mm-hmm.
right here in the state. We're not gonna say which state we're in,
Right.
but right here in the state, the guy came home drunk
Uh-huh.
and molested I don't know if it's his goddaughter,
Wow.
stepdaughter,
Mm-hmm.
or his niece,
Mm-hmm.
but him abuse her.
Right.
Yeah, and it was big on Facebook.
Wow. So they put that up
Very-
on Facebook.
Yeah, they put it up on Facebook. Very big on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they
Wow.
hear him out, and he went to turn himself in
Right.
to the law enforcement.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, this happens every single day, every single night. And I'm an individual. In the past, I work with children. currently I work with children, and I always try to protect them as best as I can. I always look out for signs if I see a child slumping or putting his or her head down on the desk, or that type of stuff. I will ask questions. I will ponder. I will jump in and try to be understanding and want them to share. I'll be concerned what's going on,
Yeah, you have to be.
right?
You have
And
to.
I would, is anybody touching you? Did anybody touch you inappropriately? Blah blah blah. I would ask questions.
Yeah.
You have to ask questions.
Questions, yes. Guys,
Right.
it's very rough out there
It's
for
very,
these kids.
very, very rough. And for the women who are dating men, and you just bringing them home without doing full
What?
investigation,
Yeah.
you would get some blame, because you
Yes.
have to have an understanding. Despite of what you're going through, you're lonely, or you need somebody to help you with the bills and all this type of stuff. You have to remember that you have children, especially if it's girls, will interfere with boys too, and you don't know this man's background. Run background check on
And
these
it's
men.
That's right.
Oh boy, run background check
Even
on
if
these
it's
men.
me you're dating, run back, don't check on me too.
Run background check on platinum.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so let's do really quickly. Wow, look at the time already.
Yeah.
Let's do the missing person very quickly. Right? I have a missing person here. Let me go back into this thing here. I have a missing person here in our missing person
Where they
segment.
from? Where they from?
This is in Trinidad, because I'm always searching and looking and searching and looking.
Yeah.
So this one here, she is in she's in Trinidad,
Yeah.
right? And you have under the screen there.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So you have this young lady here. She is missing. And I investigated, I looked, I said, you know what, let me see what I can find, and this is what I found. So right now, in Trinidad, this young lady needs to be found, and it's urgent assistance
Urgent.
of the global community is needed in locating 25-year-old Chantel
Knights.
Knights, right? She's from Curep in Trinidad, and was last seen on April 1st, 2023. You ask to contact the St. Joseph Police Station at 868-662-4038 or 800-TIPS. Or you can contact the police at 555-999 or 911 or any police station in Trinidad.
Yeah.
Right? You are asked to contact. And she's of African descent. You're seeing on the screen. She's medium build, brown complexion, and they said she was last seen wearing a white shirt and a camouflage pants. Right? So this young lady, oh my, I hope she's found. And we are huge advocates here for.
Yes, right.
We are against human trafficking. We are against missing children. We want them to be found. We are against kidnapping, and it's a big thing throughout the world.
Yes, very.
Right? The global community. We need to stand up and fight against human trafficking, kidnapping, and just picking up people's children. And as we always say, it's not all the time a young lady ran away with a young man.
No.
A lot of times something is going on.
Yes.
Or maybe in a relationship, and she became a victim to homicide because probably the man doesn't want her to leave, and he, something pops off.
Yeah.
Right? I think you were telling me about the situation in Jamaica.
Yes.
What went on?
A very famous selector in Jamaica. His daughter.
Oh,
His
yes,
daughter
yes,
died, Ricky
yes.
Chopper.
Right, I
Yeah,
heard
his
about it.
daughter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
She wanted to leave the guy, and the guy didn't want. The guy didn't want to leave.
Right.
Yeah.
And what he just.
Him kill her, him shoot her.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Oh
gunshot.
my gosh, these fellas. Oh my gosh, you need some mental therapy.
So
All
ladies,
right.
sometime when you think things are rough, play the game.
Yeah, but sometimes you see the signs.
Yeah, you see the signs, but don't tell him you're gonna leave him.
Yeah, you see the signs.
Just pack up and leave when he's not there.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
and lock the door
Wow.
and move back in the next 3 months if you want to stay at the same place.
Oh boy. All right. So urgent assistance of the global community is needed. It's highly needed, ladies and gentlemen. In locating 25-year-old Chantel Knights.
Yes.
She's from Curep in Trinidad. and was last seen on April 1st.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 2023. And you asked to contact the St. Joseph Police Station at 868-662-4038 or 800 tips. You can contact the police at 555-999 or 911 or any police station in Trinidad.
On our condolence with Trooper and his family.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. At this sorrowful time.
Yeah, from Pinky and the Brain Talk Show.
From Pinky and the Brain Talk Show. All right.
Yes.
All right. So we are back,
Yeah.
and time flies when you're having fun. Well, the topic we're talking about tonight is nothing to have fun about,
There's no.
right?
No.
But despite of everything, we still want to have some type of upbeat
Yes.
within our
Same.
bloodstreams.
Yeah, because it's a very serious topic.
It's a very,
serious.
it's a
And
very, very serious
a lot
topic.
of kids are going through that sexual abuse
Right.
inside their home, and it only happens inside the home.
Right.
Look at the big Catholic
Mm-hmm.
church. With some of them are pastors,
Right.
and some of them are priests.
Right.
With
Right.
the kids.
Right. And they molest
Yes,
these
they
children
molest-
as well,
yes,
right?
they
Because being a
molest the
priest is a
children.
very, very hard thing as well as being a nun.
Yeah.
You know, there's no sexual acts and the body urges it. It's just
Yes.
natural and the body needs it.
Prestige.
Right?
Yeah, I'm a G. I'm a catch you stuck up in a but they're real G. You know what I want.
Right? That's a normal bodily function when you go to the doctor. One of the important questions a doctor asks, especially for an adult, when was the last time you've been intimate?
Yes.
Because it's a part of your health.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
these people, these priests, and that's what you need, but you're pretending and acting and then you interfere with little boys. Stop it.
Bullet.
Stop it.
Stop it, yes.
All right? Okay, so we are getting ready to close up.
Yeah.
Right? Again, tonight we took it down a bit. We are demonstrating and letting you know that the Pinky and the Brain Talk Show,
Yeah.
we can talk anything here. This is how the show was designed, right? We can be very comical at times. We can be very serious at times. And tonight is one of our serious sides, right?
Yes,
we
tonight.
talk about different things, relationships, men, women, children, social issues. Pretty soon we'll be discussing crime and so forth. So it's an umbrella where we discuss every and
Everything.
anything.
Yeah.
And we are quite aware and cognizant when it's depending on the topic, how to approach it,
Yeah.
how to be sensitive about it,
Yeah.
and different angles that we should take. And tonight is definitely a night where we had to pat it down a bit.
Yeah.
Okay? Because
Yes,
it's very sensitive
Yes, I make you take control of the
situation, the topic.
situation. Yeah.
Right, because you know your mouth.
Yeah. And as I said, the scientists, I'm going to look for my brain. Scientists, if you don't hear, I want to do an examination of my brain.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You're going to do examination on your brain too?
My brain good, Platinum. My brain good. It's real good.
Boy, make sure you look, boy, see if why me so slow and you so fast. Why know?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. We figure it out as we go along.
Yeah,
The audience. Leave that to the audience.
Yeah, leave it to the audience.
The audience is going to sit back and figure it out.
Yeah.
All right.
Find a scientist today.
All right. So, in closing, right? Wow. If there's a child out there, children out there who are
Yeah.
going through this situation, tell someone, please.
Yes, definitely.
Tell someone, despite of what the perpetrator, the abuser may have said to you, threatened or whatever, develop the confidence and tell someone. If it's a teacher, a grandparent, an aunt, a godparent, an older sibling, cousin, tell someone, right? So they can find a way to help you heal and to help you, for you to get help, if I will, right? And of course to be have the perpetrator reported to the authorities.
That's right.
And for the perpetrator, how dare you? You are causing hurt and harm unto young children.
Yeah.
It's distasteful, it's disgusting. Despite the fact, even if some of you may have been molested, you know it's wrong. Stop. If you want to molest, do a crime and get locked up.
Yeah.
You could get as much as the activities you need on the outside, you could get it inside. I think that's the best place, like, for you to be penetrated or get penetrated. Stop hurting people's children.
Yes.
It is wrong.
Some
It's
big-
indecent. It's disgusting.
Some big tough man there in a jail for.
Yeah, being locked up is the best place for you. So if you want penetration, honey, you can get penetration.
Yeah.
That's the best place for you.
I them can go down a Manhattan down at the village.
Oh, gosh, blood.
Yeah, make them go down at the village. Yeah.
All right. So to the uncles, the cousins, the brothers, and there are a lot of brothers interfering with their sisters.
Yeah.
There are a lot of cousins interfering with their relatives.
Yes.
There are a lot of uncles interfering with their nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
There are a lot of fathers interfering with their sons and daughters. It's not just about daughters anymore.
No.
Grandfathers and well, don't talk for the stepfathers. Oh my, bullseye.
Bullseye for the stepfather.
Bullseye for the stepfather. You guys are out of control. You need to stop. These are small children. Even if it's a teenager, these children bodies just absorbing and taking this type of pressure that you're delivering. It's terrible.
It's terrible.
How dare you turn a child over and penetrate a child from behind? How dare you put a little girl lay down on her back and penetrate her, right? Or have them give you oral and place their mouths on you. Disgusting, filthy.
Wicked.
Disgusting and filthy. And we are big advocates here for children on
That's
the Pinky
right.
and the Brain
The
Talk
Talk
Show.
Show, yes.
We are big advocates. So these type of topics, it rings and it rings and it rings. And we are going to defend it down to the bone.
That's right.
Right?
And if you're a child and you see our YouTube page and you subscribe to the YouTube page, you can call us if you don't want to tell a family member, but you want somebody to talk to, you can call us at this number 862-800-5824, and you can call in on the show and talk to us.
Right. And of course we'll talk privately.
Yes.
We'll talk privately.
And if you want to hear out that person on air, you can do that, but we won't put you up on the screen. We, blur you.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yes.
So it's optional.
It's optional.
It's optional,
Yes.
right? Also, we have this information here. You can WhatsApp 868-356-9009, or you can send us an email at pinkyandthebrain2023@gmail.com. So anybody out there who wants to reach us, you can WhatsApp us. It's on bottom of the screen gliding over, or you can send us an email,
Yes.
right? So in final words, and again to the women, please investigate these men.
Yes.
Please be careful who you're leaving your children by. I know some of you are working very hard. You're doing 2-3 jobs, depending what part of the world you are. And it's hard. You're probably single parent. You don't have anybody to help you with childcare. So sometimes you're left in a position where you're leaving your child by this uncle or that neighbor or this nephew or this cousin. And depending on these people mental, their mind frame, especially if they smoke or blow up a few joints and they already have mental problems, it's on like boiled corn.
Yes,
They interfere, they
yeah.
penetrate, they molest children,
Yeah, wicked.
right? And you need to be careful, right? The fathers need to step in and try to help out the situation with childcare. And of course, we know there are fathers who do the acts as well. That's a different story. Again, go ahead.
And sometimes the child care people them too.
You're correct about
Yeah.
that. So it's such a scary world.
Yes.
Right? So we always have to be researching and investigating, and you can never ever find out everything. That's the thing.
True.
Right? So you end up taking risks and chances where your children are concerned.
Yeah.
Right? Like when my daughter was small, I never liked the fact of having stepfather.
Okay, all right.
No,
Bullet,
I
bullet,
was
I like that. I like
was
that. I like
totally
that.
against it. I didn't want any stepfather.
Yeah, I like
Probably
that.
when she got to a bigger age, almost teenager, I had a guy come around. But to say living in the house,
Don't
small
say-
child,
no,
no,
don't do that,
I
don't
don't want
do
to know
that.
that I left my child
Don't
with
do
this
that.
man for 2 minutes to run to the corner store, to run to the grocery, and within that time frame, he penetrated or he fingered or he put his mouth.
Yeah.
Listen, the earth will get. The earth supposed to be wrong or flat, whichever. It will get square. No. So I was never a parent pushed to want to have a stepfather.
No, don't
I
do
can
that.
handle and deal with my thing.
Yeah.
I want to meet somebody, I go on the outside, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
actually, no, it's just a thought, and that's just me. That's just my approach. I'm not telling nobody how to live their lives.
I don't want to be nobody's stepfather neither.
Wow.
No.
You get your own child, form your own family.
I don't get your one child. I just don't want to be the stepfather. I don't want to be nobody's stepfather.
I agree with you,
come to my
Platt.
house and I give you the Ramakamba and you go on about your business. Go
Right.
on home to your child.
Right.
Yes, me don't want to be no stepfather. You crazy? You can't trust some of them man.
Yeah.
So them man are wicked man, you know.
Very, very much.
Wicked.
So. Very much. And you have to remember, we have to defend as well. There are sometimes some children, excuse me, they may tell little lies, and sometimes the person is not doing it
Yes, true.
because they're trying to
Get rid of
get rid of the person.
They don't like him.
So
Hey, boy.
that's another thing to ponder on.
Hey, boy,
So
me no
don't
like
forget
you.
that. So sometimes these children will come up with little things and lie and say so and so touch me and this and that. Sometimes it's not like that.
That's why I don't want to be no stepdaddy.
But for the most part, you always have to take what the child says.
Says, right. I'm sometimes.
Right? Either the child is like, you have to take it up and investigate to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
Right? And then, being a stepfather of a teenager of 15, 14, and then this young lady's wearing revealing stuff walking around the house. If he is a person who have a past experiences of molesting and he cannot control himself, the minute the mother, whoever leaves, he's going to pounce, he's going to attack. Whew. So this is very, very, very testy
Yeah.
and very, very disheartening.
Hey, me have a girl one time now.
Mm-hmm.
And she want me with stepdaddy. See, and buy her kids them gift. He said, no, me give the money and you go buy them the gift.
Right.
Or me buy the gift and give it to you and you give it to your kids.
Right. You just don't want
Yeah,
any part.
no.
You just don't want any part.
No.
Yeah, I can clearly understand.
No.
I can clearly understand. You just don't want any part.
Yeah,
You
and
just
she
don't wanna
never
deal
bring
with
a
it.
man. She never, one thing I respect with her, she never bring a man inside
Right.
the house with her kids.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
No, you're not spending the night.
Right. Because she ran.
Yeah,
I understand.
Yes, you're not spending the night. So tell me what you pattern. You're not spending the night. I'm
Right.
saying, how are you dealing? Yeah, so respect that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then too, sometimes you have women, they bring the guy over and you're having intimacy and making noise, whatever, and banging and carrying on, and the poor kids listening and hearing us all the time. Children
Yeah,
are
me not-
sleeping.
Yeah, me not like that, you know. No, don't do that.
No.
Especially if the child is young.
Yeah.
Yeah, me not come in your house. Me not have sex with a girl in her house and she live with her kids.
Right, so
No.
Platinum, I learn more about you,
me
the
very
audience and
respectful.
I every time. You're a very respectable young man.
Respectable young man. Rent a motel.
All right, so Platinum, your final words. We are counting on the clock here.
So the child, me I talk to the kids them out there that getting molested by their family member or even by a stranger. Talk up. Let the parents know what the hell is going on. Do not keep quiet and bring this thing inside of your heart. Cause that will mash you up. Talk up and make the perpetrator get locked up. If it's an uncle that's molesting you, talk up. Do not wait till you're an adult and you're bringing all this hate in your heart for the person. Talk up from you're young. Tell the parents what's going on. And if you're a teacher and you see signs, please pull the kids to the side and have a talk with the child and then have a talk with the parents.
right? You have to know your threading.
Yes.
Right, and then a lot of people, sometimes you get into relationships with people. A high percentage of people out there, based on the experience they had from sexual abuse as a child, it's problems getting into relationships with people.
Yeah.
Right, they are very problematic because they have all this trauma. So it's hard to be with a person in a relationship, married or whatever, with a person who came from sexual abuse background.
Yeah.
Right, you have a lot of struggle. So again, it's a very, very, very big thing. Right, so Platinum, in closing,
Yeah. What you have to say?
on the screen, please tell the audience.
No, sir. Prestige, them word are coming like a big word. All right, I'm gonna try.
Right, let me give you applause to hype you up. And you driving boss. I can never get the hang of that. Go ahead.
If you come on the New Jersey Transit and you see me, get off the bus.
Platinum driving bus, and he proclaims he has cataract. Oh no. Don't get on that bus. Go ahead. What number bus you drive? You don't want to tell the people? Come, time running out. So what's on the screen? Let's tell them really quick.
Why? All right. All right, please pay attention to your child mode, physical change. Talk about your finding and contacting your country police authority immediately to make a report against the perpetrator.
Excellent. Good try.
Right now. Yeah, we can see. Good.
Oh my God. So I will reiterate, please, people, pay attention to your child or children's moods and physical changes. And talk to them about your findings. If you find something is going on or something isn't right, pull them aside and talk to them about it, right? And make sure you contact your country's police authorities. It doesn't matter if you're in Jamaica, Trinidad, wherever you are, the US, any part of Europe, any part of Asia. You just make sure once you have all your findings and contact your whatever country you're in, contact the police authorities. And I know in some countries it's different, right? Not all countries are the same when coming to that. But take a stand, and once you find out, please get the child some help, psychological help, of course, and as well physical, and get the child to the police station to make reports so you can put that perpetrator away once and for all.
Prestige, you know me I like it, Prestige.
What?
You're so smooth, you deal with it just a little while ago.
But I'm still trying to train you.
Yeah?
That's why I made you go first.
Yeah.
And then I showed you the way that it's supposed, but you still did, so you gotta be for effort.
Boy, me do it in a way where it's not normal.
You don't worry,
Yes,
you still deliver the message.
Yeah, but I see how your one just got to...
Right. It comes from practice. I'm pretty sure there's something that you can do very well that I can't do as good as you.
Boy, me I tell you.
Right? And we all have that, right?
Yeah.
But as a team,
Yeah.
this is how a
team.
team. This is how a team is supposed to be. It's a
Yes.
relationship for a program that we do.
Yeah.
So I always have to make sure that I make you participate,
Yes,
and I
yes.
guide you.
I'm
all
like that.
Right,
Yeah,
right. All right, so people, so we are getting ready to be out of the building.
Yes.
And as always, it's a pleasure, right? We enjoy what we do. We hope you enjoy our program for tonight, right? And we are going to be ending off with a very, very nice song that I think compliments,
Yes.
right? It compliments the
Sure.
show that we pretty much did here tonight.
Yeah.
And who's the artist? Platinum?
Jesus.
I think you
what's
said
her name? Tesh.
the Shia or
Tisha,
Tisha
yeah.
and Roman
Rumi
Virgo.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and the song is somewhat about young girls and men, perpetrators and that type of stuff,
Yeah.
interfering with them.
Take advantage of you.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
All right, so we are going and we're leaving this on the screen. Please pay attention to your children's moods and physical changes, and talk to them about your findings, and contact your country's police authorities immediately
Could
to
be
make a report against the perpetrator. The Pinky and the Brain, subscribe, like, share.
plus mama
Quickly.
do.
And our 747 has landed.
Them
We're about to get on it.
All right, so I enjoyed my
Yes.
night. See you guys next week. Oh, see you guys tomorrow. We're
Tomorrow,
taping
yeah.
tomorrow. Remember, we tape on weekends.
Yes.
So of course, like, subscribe,
Yeah.
and share, right? And we have a hashtag Prestige and Platinum 2023, so you could find that on YouTube and Facebook if you want to find us easily.
Where you say it name again?
Hashtag Prestige and Platinum
Yeah.
2023.
I like how you involve me in the thing.
All right, so we are going to enjoy the song, and we will see you next taping. Bye bye.
Me never get hashtag yet.
All right.
Me a beg you fi stop it. 'Cause that man where you have a come check you when you let him tell a story. You left your young girl all alone. Not take your daughter, sell her to no dirty man. You dirty man. Leave the people beneath them alone. Leave them, you dirty man. You know it's wrong. So leave the people beneath them alone. It's a disgrace.
It's a disgrace, man.
Ooh, you're just a waste man. A waste man. Uno fi talk up. If uno know them thing ya gwan.
Nobody wait till it's too late. Alright, now if it's sound the alarm.
Uno fi talk up. If uno know them thing ya gwan.
And if you know and not say a thing, you upside down the dirty man. You dirty man.
Leave the people beneath them alone.
Me a beg you no leave them, leave them.
Dirty man.
You dirty man.
You know it's wrong.
You know it's
So
wrong.
leave the people beneath them alone. It's a disgrace.
It's a disgrace, man.
A waste man. It's a disgrace.
It's a disgrace, man.
Ooh, you're just a waste
You're just